Hi, welcome back to the Big Pine R&M Radio. We're your hosts, Rachel
and Marielle.
Today we have Miss Ingrid, who is a very important part of our Big Pine schools. She has two jobs here, as she serves as both our district secretary and our speech therapist. So starting off strong, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I grew up in Sacramento. I went to school in Santa Cruz. I studied politics, and then I graduated in a recession, so it was really hard to find a job. And so I worked as a nanny. I lived with my friends. Everyone was kind of waiting tables and trying to figure out what to do. And then I got a pitch from my aunt, who's a speech therapist in elementary school, and she told me about speech pathology. And I kind of did some research and thought it might be a pretty good gig because you get summers off and you get a school schedule, pays fairly well. So I looked into it a bit and ended up doing some work to get into a master's program. And I didn't have any skills to get in, so I spent a year kind of working and volunteering. And I volunteered tutoring elementary reading and night classes for English as a second language so I could get some experience. And I was hoping that would get me into a master's program, and it did. So I moved out to Utah and worked for 2 years on my master's in speech pathology, and that's kind of what led me to this job here.
Pretty cool.
How did you end up here in Inyo County?
My partner and I come out quite a lot. I mean, we came out almost every weekend so we could go hot springing and hiking, and we were doing a lot of driving and then going back to work in Sacramento. And he's a contractor, and he found a project that he really wanted to work on Main Street. So he bought the building. It's the one next to Spellbinders.
Okay, yeah.
And so that's his passion project. He drew up the plans, and so I started looking for jobs here and found one luckily, and ended up in this county. We were going to come for 2 years while he worked on the building, and as you guys know, it's still in progress. So we're on year 4, and it's not even close to done. So we'll be here for a while.
That's exciting, though. Yeah. Can you tell us more about your job here as here at the school?
Yeah. Speech pathology is something, it's like someone who works with communication disorders. So you can go kind of the medical route, or you can go the education route. So some people work in hospitals with people who have had strokes, or are starting to experience dementia, or have some different kind of issue with their communication or swallowing. I did some of that in school, but I really liked education more because it's really fun to work with kids, and you see a lot of progress. You can get really creative, like making your therapy plans, because you can kind of orient them around the students. So it's fun. And we work on a lot of different things. It used to kind of just be like stuttering or working on your speech sounds, but really now it's more like global. We work on communication that's social. We do a lot of work with kids who have problems with vocabulary, grammar, because autism's on the rise, and there are so many people who have that diagnosis now. We work a lot on social communication. And so in the afternoons, I work with the elementary kids on their different goals and what their different communication needs are.
What do you think the biggest challenge of being a speech therapist is?
Paperwork. Yeah, we have to do a lot of reporting to the state, to our schools, to the parents. So I think like in a lot of jobs, but in a lot of teachers too, it's just a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, pretty nice. What do you like about working here at Big Pine? Like, what makes it special or different from other places that you've worked at?
A lot of things. I really like the staff. I think you guys have some really, really like motivated and passionate teachers. And that's kind of different from my experience in different districts. But also you guys have access to a lot of things that like most people spend their 2-week vacations coming and spending a lot of money to do, like skiing, mammoth, and climbing and fishing. You guys can do that on your regular field trips, and it's really, really special. Yeah.
What do you like to do in your free time? What are your hobbies?
I like to read true crime and thrillers and like crime books. And I like trail running. I like hiking, like taking my dog to a lake, jumping in, and going back to the car. Those are the things I like.
Nice. I think that's pretty nice that you ended up here because this is like it is the perfect spot just to do that.
I agree.
Do you have any, like, what's your most favorite memory about this high school?
About my high school or this high school?
This one here.
Well, I just started really kind of working in this main building. I've been in the elementary for the last 3 years, so getting to know some of the secondary students is really fun. I mean, they're not any of my students, so getting to know some of them in a different way is pretty cool.
Nice.
What about from your high school? What's a favorite memory from them?
I remember high school as being kind of emo and moody and kind of awkward, just trying to fit in and find out where you fit in, and it's kind of just a lot of insecure times. But my favorite memories were probably around like soccer, being on the team, like that camaraderie. And then you start feeling like more and more of that camaraderie, especially as you like end the end of high school. When you reach the end is when you kind of look back like this was actually kind of special, and you start feeling like tenderness towards the people you were there with.
Yeah.
So yeah, a little bit of a mix.
That's pretty cool. Do you have anything else you want to tell us or talk about?
Congratulations on your personal record.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I think it's really cool that you guys are doing a podcast. It's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What advice do you have for us high school kids in general? Because we're all getting a little bit older. We got our upcoming freshmen are about to be freshmen and have to like kind of grow up a bit. What's your advice for them?
This is really hard because it's something that I have to remind myself of all the time too, and I'm 38. But don't care about what other people think about you. Really try suppress that urge, and don't compare yourself to anyone. Those are probably the biggest ones because I remember in high school I was just always thinking about like how I compared to the people around me and where I fit in, and it was just so time consuming, and really like the most interesting people didn't and were kind of strange in high school, and now they're like the most interesting people I know. So yeah, just like probably stay in your lane, the things that you're interested in, and don't really worry about other people if you can.
Solid.
Well, thank you so much for letting us interview you. This has been very nice to talk to you and get to know everything about one of our school's secretaries. But I think that's it for today.
Yep, I think so too.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Bye.